It's just pulsating. I was dropped into a realm where there's light pulsating and fading in its color. There's strong energy. I feel my body recognize this energy. It's strong in my third eye. And it feels strong but not heavy. It's dark. But then sometimes I get glimpses of light which is pulsating. I feel like I'm not in a finite space. I'm just somewhere. And I feel like I'm spinning anti-clockwise. I feel I'm just spinning in this space. And there is all this energy. Sometimes it's blue and golden, and then it's pitch black again. And then it's like white, gold, blue, and all at the same time. And it feels like it's not a sphere, nor I'm in the middle of like a rotating galaxy. And it feels like I'm seeing all these arms passing by, and then it's pitch black again. But the energy, it's so familiar, though so foreign, like didn't felt this in a long time. The outer skin of my body seems to dissolve, and I'm moving. I'm moving very fast. Some magnetic pull pulls me somewhere. It's like I'm moving through the mouth of something, like something just ate me or just gave me access to something. There's a female face. She looks like a galactic shamaness. She has like all those moving snakes around her, and actually I can't really see her body, just like movement and snakes. She's golden and has green snakes around her, like Medusa on her head, but they're not on her head, they're just all around her. She has like blonde, beautiful long hair, and the snakes are kind of her body. She's just there. She's beautiful. She looks like a tree out of snakes. And then there's her face and her long hair.
And what is she doing?
She's in ecstasy. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't even look at me. She just is there. Don't think she recognized me. No, she looks. She's like, of course, I do recognize you. But you weren't important until you focused on me. Don't understand what she means.
Ask her.
She says, when I focus on her, I access information. And so she speaks. If I don't focus on her, she's not there. But she's there to be appreciated. Give me a second. Okay. She says, because I was confused when she said, when I don't focus on her, she's not there, but she was there. And she said, like, she was there for me to focus on as a possibility.
What is she doing now?
She took me in her arms, and the snakes became roots of a tree or something tree-ish, some woody structures. They're like, she just carried me in her arms and put me in her belly, and I'm in her belly now, and I get very emotional. Feel like I want to cry. Feel like I'm safe and loved, and I'm in her belly, but I'm at the same time in infinite space. I feel that she loves me. My whole body shivers, getting all this cold shivers. She says, I'm always inside of her. I'm always in the womb, never alone, always cared for.
What is happening?
Started moving. It's like I'm following like the navel. Like I'm following the cord. And I'm at the navel now. I'm at some kind of navel, but from the inside.
Mhm. Does it feel like you're still inside of her or something?
Yes. I'm inside, and then I'm switching to the outside, and then to the inside, and then to the outside. And it's making me a little bit dizzy. I just want to open this navel. Just want to open this barrier. I feel like this is something. I feel like, why can't I have just one space where I don't have to move between the inner and outer? Why can't it be fluid? It makes me dizzy.
Why don't you ask her?
She's not there anymore. Feels like she wants me to experience it on my own. But I still, she said to me earlier that I'm always within her and she's always there for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the navel just opened. It's like a big hole. Everything dissolves. This feels good.
What does it look like as everything dissolves?
It's black and it's an underlying blackness, but there are like particles running over it and through it. It's like there's a movement. I'm like turning in circles of right and then left and straight line, and I'm moving all the time, but I'm not. Things, whether things are flying by me or I'm moving past them, I can't tell.
Mm.
But there is something in my stomach which, it's like, it's behind my navel, like where the warmth is. It's pressure. It hurts a little bit.
Mm-hmm. This is in your physical body now,
Yes.
feeling the pressure.
I'm seeing pictures of, they're like plants. They they're growing, like there are all these leaves coming out and they're like getting bigger and they build flowers, like something blooms, and now they're drying out and moving back in, and then they start to grow again. It's like, for a second I felt like how it is for those flowers to bloom and then to disintegrate and to bloom again. This was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
still having this pressure. It's less than before, but it's still there. I'm moving upwards now. Sometimes I'm in first person and sometimes I'm observing myself from like a third person's point of view, but I'm flowing upwards. It's like, it's getting brighter and brighter. It's like I'm moving into a different sphere. It's continuously moving. Okay, I'm somewhere now. It feels like I'm in the middle of some kind of temple or like arena. It's all glowing. It shows me like there are like circles and squares. And this is like I'm sitting inside a square, and around the square is a circle, and then there's a square, and then there's a circle, and then there's a square, and then there's a circle. And it's like a theater, like, you know, and it kind of appears like rockish, but it's not. It's like vibrating. It's very bright.
And are you by yourself or with others?
I feel I'm with, I can't see sense or feel anybody around, anything around. Just in the space. It's like there's something rotating around me, like an orb. Just came through. They show me the sky, like I see clouds, and then I don't. Then it's a space again. It's like, it's so fluid. I feel like there's so much like passing through the space. And sometimes I'm sitting in the middle, and sometimes I'm at the edge of the whole scene, just seeing myself in the middle. But there's this orb, this yellow orb.
Yellow.
Yellowish, yes. Like it's more yellow than gold. It's very beautiful. Looks like a little sun rotating clockwise around me. But not always in a circle. Sometimes it takes other forms, rotating around me as a geometries.
Can you interact with this orb?
Yeah, I just tried. I asked, what are you? And he said, I'm a light of source.
Ask if it has a message for you.
Okay, it says to me that I have to speak the words, and I only get word per word to access it. The source that I represent is the light which shines through all of us. It's the light which is present in every single one of us as our essence with which we come into existence. Through this light in us, there's nothing which ever can deny or decline us access to our true essence. Nothing you do in your life, nothing you do in every existence can ever completely overshadow your essence. In times when you feel like you don't deserve because there were a lot of things going on in your life where you thought maybe I did too much drugs in my life to have spiritual awakenings. I did this and that. I'm not worth of having anything. It is just not true. The truth is that I am in everyone, and you can be and experience the I am that I am in you, that you are, is I am.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. And since we are connected with the light of source, is this an appropriate time to ask some questions Lucas had for the session?
The light just went into my core and expanded through my whole being. But I think it shows me that it's me. It's me. There's nobody to be asked. So ask me.
Okay, can we ask you?
Yes.
The first question Lucas had was, should Bastet and me separate?
There's a lot of fear involved around this question. A lot of fear taking the right decision. A lot of fear, what should I do? Do I lose a beloved friend if I choose to give her away? Is it my decision? There is pressure. Why do I have to make this decision? There are a lot of questions that come from a state of fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear that I make the wrong decision. If you really feel that your journey comes to an end together, and you have the feeling that it's her decision too, I think she has chosen to have experiences like this, and it challenged you to travel with her too. And it would make things much easier if she wouldn't be with you. You wouldn't have to think about a lot of things. Where do I stay? Where do I go? Is she safe? Does she have enough food? Is she happy? You have to play with her. There are many things involved which lead you to question if she wants to be with you or not. And they're more related of how you feel being with her than actually her feeling being with you. There's nothing which can ever disconnect you two, because this light, which I am, which you are, is everybody else. Some decisions in life have a major impact of the upcoming reality. But in the end, nobody ever judges you for whatever decisions you find serve you best. That's all we share.
Thank you for that. And the next question, why do I hesitate to move into the sacred spaces of my heart regularly?
When I start to accept that there is a place in me where I can just feel more home than I do in my life, I'm so addicted to feeling sad. It's so normal for me that I want to seek, that I don't feel good, that all this potential which came out of me came out of this. I don't feel good now. Let's do this. All of these experiences were possible because I didn't feel good, because there was something in me which always didn't feel at the right place and point. And now somebody tells me about the solution of all of that, and I don't feel ready. Is it, and then it's over? Is it just that? I go there and that's it? It's, where's the journey then? Is it already over? You hesitate to go into those places because you feel that life should just happen. And when it happens through me, there is no movement. And when I don't have to go somewhere, I don't feel the urge or rush or necessity to move somewhere. Because when you know in your life you have to go somewhere, you have to do a certain test, you have to achieve something, it creates so much tension in you, so much distortion, so much, what if I fail? And That's why you don't move there, because for you it feels like you have to go there and this is the answer. And that's why you don't want to go there, because it's something so, that's it, you know? That's all we can share.
Thank you. And how do I gain financial abundance with doing what excites me?
We're not able to talk about this. Maybe there's somebody else to talk about this. It's not our sphere, so to speak. It's so far away from us. We don't experience those things.
Thank you. And what is my intimate connection to Mary Magdalene and Yeshua?
Mary Magdalene and Yeshua represent, on one hand, archetypes. Since they existed in this major time together, they have been reborn in every human which came after them as a part of their being, a certain resonance, a frequency, an impression which is deeply rooted, deeply interconnected with every being which came afterwards. They are like the bride. We're lacking a word here in English. A bride and a groom. They are like the Logos and Shekinah, like the man and the woman, the principles of the divine and the masculine, the priestess and the priest, the god and the goddess. You have connections to those very soul imprints which took the journey as Yeshua and Miriam, Mary, which became the Magdalene, and Yeshua, which became the Messiah, the Christ, the initiated. They show you the way. Because they are you.
Thank you for that. And which country is in highest resonance for me to settle down in? And tell me which way to go next. Is it really Colombia?
This question asks of us to tell you a certain direction or tell you where to go. You feel a resonance to certain countries. They hold specific social structures behind them, specific ways of living or experiencing a certain way. Wherever you go is where you can access everything. There are certain countries which hold information for you, remembrance. But if you choose not to move there, it will come to you. You move there now, you will have it now. You will move at a later point, you will have it at a later point. Or maybe you will have it somewhere else. Part of this journey, this traveling, is to figure out where, what, who really needs to be around you for you to access or fulfill what you came here for. Of course, there's a resonance there in Colombia. Of course, there's a resonance for you in Peru. Of course, there's a resonance for you also in Canada. There is a resonance for you in other countries too. But it's not about us to tell you where to go, but we can feel for you and talk about the energetics behind. If you would move to Colombia, it would be easy for you to access entry into this country. It would be easy, less resistance to move around, to see friends, and to maybe access spiritual information, soul information, remembrance. A country to settle down right now is a no resonance. Right now, there is no place for you to settle down for a longer time because you're not finished. There is a very high resonance in Canada regarding the social structures, the Western way of living, which in some aspects resonate with you. It has been your upbringing, and it also opens up a field to put your bridge between the ancient and the new. It holds a high resonance. The way to go is always the way which feels good for you. And we know that when you choose to follow a way which feels good, there comes all of it. The fear, the second thoughts, the really? Should I really go there? But those are part of the challenge which is taken with every movement. Do I have enough financial support? When I move with my cat to Colombia, where do I get my money from? I'm running out of money. Yes. If you trust that everything will be provided to you, for you, in every situation you need, you can travel without fear, without any sense of lack, of I have to do something for it. But this takes courage. It takes trust. And it takes a deeper sense of understanding that I am. This is all we can share.
Thank you. I do have a follow-up question to what was just shared, if I may.
Just go ahead.
It feels like the energetic shifts on our planet is getting to a point where one does not have to be in a specific location to be attuned to the energies of that location.
Yes.
So is it really necessary?
Yes, yes, yes.
So is it necessary to physically
Wait,
move?
hold on. The movement you are describing is happening through you moving with your consciousness. You have different forms of movement. There is the mental movement called projection, where you project your consciousness to different places to access and gain information. You can do this while being awake, while being in an extended state of consciousness, like a trance state, so to speak. And you could do this also, which you move with your etheric body, which creates a bipolarity. You are moving with your etheric, your astral. You are moving there, but you don't experience it as a mental image, as a I'm here and having this experience. This is a form of you are really going there, but you won't be really seen by others, but you have this full experience of being there in your physical, but at the same time, you're not. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So the soul's purpose of this vehicle, Lucas, needs to physically move to these locations in order to be seen by others and experience the fullness of being in that space.
Yes, yes. No, he has not to move there. It is because he wants to. It is because he likes to experience the different countries, the different environments of this planetary experience, of this sphere, so to speak, this new animals, this new environment, this new plants, this new energies. But it's not necessary.
I see.
He goes there because this information is now important for him to get. And he's not 100% sure about traveling without his physical body and trusting those informations which are coming through. He is moving there because this movement has to take place now. And if he is not confident in moving there without his physical vessel, he will go there and he will move there. It is a cultural experience. It is an experience that he understands that wherever he goes, people are people. There are different society structures, but we are all one. And this is what he gains from his travels, that we are all the same oneness. And he can't understand it, so he has to experience it. And this is all what there is to his travels, to seeing different things. But no, nobody has to move physically somewhere, but we go there because we experience things. And through this experience, there comes an inner wisdom with it. And when we trust our inner wisdom, some may experience first-hand experience, nothing which is reading in a book, nobody else talking about their experience. Of course, we can experience things through others telling us about their experiences, but foremost, we only get a sense of truth through our own experience. So when we move to different cultures, different places, different countries, we experience firsthand information about that we are all one and life is no different somewhere else. You have different outside circumstances. Maybe the sun is every day in the sky, so you get a different sense of being, but you are still human. You have still the same thoughts and emotions, and it doesn't change. Life doesn't change because you're somewhere else. And it's also when you move somewhere to run away from something, you will understand that wherever you go, you bring everything with you. It's about him to experience that, the oneness, and also that you can't run away from things because they are always with you.
Beautiful, thank you. And the next question, what is my greatest obstacle to true happiness?
That you think you can't be happy, that there's always something you have to do to be happy. The greatest obstacle is to disbelieve and happiness can just be there and cannot be there. You're not dependent on being happy or not. Happiness is also, it's just an appearance on the surface. It's an appearance on the wavy ocean. But inside of the ocean, you can experience the happiness on the surface, but at the same time, you don't need it. Because happiness springs from a state where you are not happy before. So to be happy needs you to not be happy before. So you can experience what it means to be happy. Beyond happiness. This is what you're seeking. This is what you can access now. You don't need to be happy.
Right.
But you can be.
So that word perhaps is the feeling of connection to source. What is my greatest obstacle to always feeling connected to source?
Yes, that's it. You question your whole life. Why can't I be happy? Am I happy here? Where do I have to go? Where do I have to settle down? What should I do? Where do I have to go? You are here to experience a separation from source, from you. And you have to understand that there is not the separation. You have the opportunity to experience it fully, but it's always there. What's your obstacle is your distrust. It's like you're trusting that you don't trust, but you're still trusting, are you? So you can trust that it's there. Because you always feel like you're not ready to experience it. You're not ready to tap into it. You're not ready, this and that, and this should happen. And there's always this disbelief, this inner sense of, I am not ready yet. Maybe another flight to this country, and maybe I go there. Maybe another monkey in the trees singing a song to me, and I feel more connected to source. But in the end, it's just your game you play. It's your, I have to go to this, and this there. And because I went to all those countries, I gained freedom. But you didn't gain the freedom because you moved to those countries. This is ridiculous. You gained this freedom because with every movement, you were experiencing more and more that you don't need to move. This is all there is. Whether you go and run and remember that you don't even have to run, or you sit, be here, and maybe you do both. but it's about the inner understanding that I don't have to do it. And this inner I don't have to do it. So, okay. So maybe I just do it because it feels good, but I don't have to do it to gain a certain goal, a certain thing. The obstacle in this sense is created as a disbelief in yourself.
And I feel like that's connected to the next question, which is, why am I so tired of living?
Because you didn't know it takes so long to be here. It takes such effort to be here. So much pain, so much suffering.
But is that true? That it takes so much effort to be here? Perhaps it's a different way that we're supposed to understand that we don't.
Let's say he didn't understand. It would take him so much effort, his journey, his soul. When I speak, I mean you are source, but you are not. You are everything, and then you are also a soul. You are also this expression in this body, which has a total different understanding of what I am and what I'm not. I know that you are me, but at the same time, you have your own experience. And to bring this understanding of Maya or of other levels of consciousness into here, it's not always easy to see coming here because I answered the call of earth, dolphins, whales, whoever was calling. And I'm dropping here into this sphere, coming in, and then I'm stuck. I know I'm not from here. I know I come here to help, and then I'm stuck. And every life and every life and every life, I feel more stuck and more disintegrated, not me. And I carry this feeling of I don't belong here through all, and it keeps on continuing, and we could go on for period. This is his pain. It's not ours. It is what he is experiencing. He's tired of feeling this pain of separation, this pain of I am not whole. Of course, life can be easy. And of course, he is experiencing it part for part for part, more and more and more. He's tired of searching, tired of going somewhere to get the answers, going to some school to get told what he doesn't have in himself. But then he also sees that not all of this information resonates with him. And not all of he wants to allow to be part of his experience. He's tired of running away from himself. He's tired of living not himself, giving his power to some outside sources. His desires of shamanic education, having a teacher here for that and a teacher here for that. He's so afraid that he knows this all, He has experienced it all and he can access all this information now. He runs away because he doesn't feel he's ready now. He doesn't feel he deserves. That's what's in him.
Is there a way that you can assist him in this now moment to assist in the process of being in the physical?
Through our whole connection together, his body is vibrating, it's tingling, it's pulsating, there's energy moving and shifting. But there is always assistance for him. And once in a while he calls upon this assistance. And sometimes he wants to do it on his own until he hits a dead end, a wall, where he then starts to ask again. It's not about us to help, it's about him to ask. And also to access. We can access, we can assist, but we don't need to. Because when he opens up to his inner light, there we will be too.
Mm-hmm.
It's about him opening up to him, which is us, which is everyone, everything. This, he calls it 0 point quality. Point which is just there, and from this point healing happens automatically, just like as in response to your attention, as in reward, so to speak. But it's not as a reward like you've been a very good boy and you get a bonbon from the universe. It's not like this. It's a direct answer to the allowance.
So it sounds like as we connect more with our inner light, we receive more access. Being in the physical becomes easier. And how is the balance to be achieved between being in our inner light and being in this physical world?
See, yes, yes, we understand you need to balance, you need for balance. But see, in the space, everything is balanced already. You allow the balance to just happen. We balance our needs, which we experience, which you experience, which I experience. In the human body, you can drop into a space where you can become one with this light. But you're still in the body, no? So there's always also already a balance. It's always balanced. It's balanced when you have bad experience and it's balanced when you have good experiences. It's just your way of perceiving it. And the balance which you ask for, it's a balance of mind.
Yes. So we make too much of this balance.
To cope with it. There are different ways to let's say cope with it, and it depends on what your human needs are. For Lucas, it's like when he follows his excitement, oh my God, he's so high energy. He loves everything, everyone. He just dances and jumps around. And this is his way of just being like a fairy, like an elf, like this elemental aspect of him, just living all of that. This is his way. When you allow the light in you to be present with you, you can do things. You can go ride roller coasters. You can do whatever you fancy to do, but you do it from a place of light, a place of source. You understand? And the balance comes within the needs met. And when there are no needs, okay, there is balance too. But yes, we can underline this statement. We make too much of seeking balance, because when we seek balance, we create this balance to seek this balance, to have it. You see, when we want something so badly, we create this whole scenario so we can go on a hero journey to feel like we did it, but we did it before already. You see, it's playing in this realm, and this brings joy. So just play. And if you don't be so serious about everything, you can start to play and have fun. And sometimes you just drop the play because like, okay, it's going too silly. Let's do something else, right? But yes, everything is always in balance.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. The next question, is there anything I should avoid or stop doing for my highest good?
What you really want to ask is, can I continue smoking once a while I am the spiritual guy? You can do whatever you feel like. The question is, how much do you judge yourself for doing those things? What does it feel like when I do those things? I mean, I can't answer this question for you. Are you really, really feeling good when you smoke? Well, then continue. If you feel like maybe my body kind of reacts in a weird way to it, maybe then don't do it. But I can't take this decision for you. But remember, if you do it and you really like to do it, it's fine. If you judge yourself, you create this mind games. Oh, I'm not worth now. Oh my God, I smoked, so I need like a week to go into a high frequency again. When you create all this misery and stuff around you, then it maybe doesn't serve you highest good in the moment because you are not ready to enjoy it. So then you not do it. Do you see? It's your decision. You smoke, okay, but it's not about the smoking. It's not about that. It's about how you then judge it, then feel about it. It's more about what you make out of the situation than the situation itself. And sometimes, and we told you this earlier before, sometimes we have a stronger connection to you when you are in a different state. But this is temporarily, and this needs you to do it. So we rather have a clear communication with you without anything, because this doesn't create a distortion that I have to do a certain thing to gain a connection, because this is not true. So do whatever you feel like, and don't do it when it doesn't feel good. So do it as long as it pleases you, and when it doesn't serve you anymore, just let it go.
Thank you for that. And the next question, why do I often just stay in the same area with no real desire to explore the environment?
Because it is what we said earlier. Because you start to understand and to realize it doesn't matter where you are, where you go, if there is the forest or a jungle, or, you know, if there are many plants or less plants or rocks or no rocks or sea, it doesn't matter. And you understand that it doesn't matter for you. You don't care if you sit on a mountain or if you sit on a lake. You don't care if you're in a forest or in a jungle. You can appreciate it all, and then you don't even have to appreciate it all, because, you know, you see what you see. And sometimes you don't go anywhere because you experience so many realities at the same time, and you have really a hard time to understand and see. And let's say you were staying the last 2 days here, pretty much at home. You can experience different realities from this room, and you are journeying all the time. You are accessing energies more than you have ever been before, because you are so open in the moment. So you call it maybe daydreaming, you call it, I was just sitting on this chair for 2 hours, but actually you didn't. You're always doing, you're always experiencing, but it's not in this realm always. So then your personality comes in and it's like, oh, I didn't move for 2 days. Oh my God, but I should move because I am. But at the same time, you're like, yeah, and what? And what? Right. See, don't pressure. Don't be so hard on yourself. Just let it flow as it flows. You don't want to move so much around. Don't move. And sometimes you have like 8 hours hikes, you know? So just be comfortable with what is and what you're doing. This is all what we want from you. To be in awe with everything you do. And if you want to sit on a chair 2 days, just stare into the environment, go ahead.
Beautiful, thank you. And the next question, tell me everything which I need to hear now to walk ahead with ease.
You are beautiful. You are the most loving thing I've ever experienced in my whole existence. Obviously, we're joking here. We don't need to say anything to you because you know everything. You know it all already. You just love to judge yourself. You just to love to don't feel I'm ready now, because you love to play these games. You love to play I am not enough. You just love to play this because you can't play it anywhere else. You just love to create this little I don't deserve around you, for you to experience at the end of your next hero journey. Oh, I deserve. And then you were like, oh, I already knew. And you understand, you can have fun with that. Do you see? You are beautiful. You are in the mother's womb. You are all the time there. Give yourself space to just experience, play roles, play games, do whatever you please, whatever you feel. The only thing we want you to know, be in awe with whatever you're doing. Don't create this judgment around your own sense of self, because this is what creates this loneliness. This creates this suffering for you. This is the only thing. When you allow yourself to be the fool, run around and love of life's misery, which is just a game. It's just a concept. It's not true. And therefore, it can be experienced and it can become a truth within an untruth. Do you understand? You can make it your truth while it's not your truth. It's there for you to be experienced, and at the same time, you have the choice to not experience it. So don't be so hard on yourself. Also, you like to be hard on yourself, so you can start continuing creating a new journey, which leads you somewhere else, but you will always come back to this one truth. You are the driver of this whole experience. We love you, just because you like to hear it.
Thank you for that. Are there any other messages that wants to be shared for this session at this time?
No.
Thank you.